Welcome, beautiful yogis, to our Kundalini yoga class today. Today we're going to be doing the Kriya for the instinctual self, and these exercises work on balancing the lower triangle of chakras, the first, second, and third chakra, and help us to break subconscious patterns, and then open the spine and related nerve passages to the upward flow of Kundalini energy into the upper chakras. So we'll start here by tuning in, just creating some heat in the palms. We'll tune in with the audio mantra, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo 3 times. I bow to the divine wisdom within. Just bringing the hands into prayer pose at the heart center and inhaling deeply, holding the breath, releasing the breath, and inhaling to begin the audio mantra. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Inhaling deeply here, holding the breath. And releasing the breath. And we'll just start with a minute of breath of fire in ego eradicator to oxygenate the blood. So stretching up to the sky, fingertips on the pads of the palms, thumbs are up, pulling the shoulders back, chest out, chin in, focus up the brow point between the eyebrows, and we'll begin 1 minute of breath of fire. Panting like a dog through the nose, the navel is the bellows. Inhaling deeply, holding the breath, touching thumb tips together up over the head, squeezing Mula Bandha root lock, squeezing rectum, sex organs, and navel, squeezing from the base of the spine to the top of the head, holding the breath, stretching the fingers out wide, and squeeze and consolidate. And exhale, just relaxing the arms down. And here we'll come into our first posture, butterfly pose, flexes. So bringing the the heels in towards the groin, holding onto the toes here, and just releasing the knees down. We're going to come into butterfly flexes for a minute. So we're inhaling, stretching the spine forward, exhaling, rounding back, just like spinal flexes in butterfly pose, just moving with the breath. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Truth is my vibration, truth is my identity. Eyes are focused at the spiritual eye between the eyebrows. And after your next exhalation, just inhaling back to center, deep breath in, holding the breath, squeezing Mula Bandha root lock again, squeezing rectum, sex organs, and navel, creating that hydraulic lock, squeezing the energy from the base of the spine to the top of the head, holding the breath. And exhale, relaxing down. And we're going to make our way onto the tummy and come into a flow between cobra and front platform. So coming onto the tummy and just pressing the palms under the shoulders, and we're going to lift up here, tuck the toes, and get the timer going. Tuck the toes, and inhale up into front platform, exhale forward, dropping the hips back to the mat. So powerful breath, powerful movement, 1 minute here. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, focusing at the brow point between the eyebrows. Energizing the lower triangle here, first, second, and third chakra. Last 20 seconds. And dropping the hips back down, untucking the toes. Inhaling deeply here, holding the breath, squeezing Mula Bandha root lock. Rectum, sex organs, and navel, squeezing the energy from the root to the crown. And exhale, release slowly to the mat. And we're going to press up here. And come into a crow pose. So here we're going to bring the feet flat on the mat. If you can, if you need a little blanket or something underneath the heels, that's fine. So we're going to come into breath of fire here again. So just interlocking the fingers, hugging the knees in towards the chest, tall spine, focusing at the brow point between the eyebrows. And we'll begin 1 minute of breath of fire, powerfully pumping the navel here. Inhaling deeply, holding the breath, squeezing Mula Bandha root lock, squeezing rectum, sex organs, and navel. Squeeze the energy from the root to the crown, hold the breath, consolidate. And exhale. We'll come down here and come onto the mat. And this next posture, just laying on the back. And for low back support, pressing the hands under the bottom. And we're going to come into double leg lifts here for a minute. So inhaling the legs up, exhaling down. If you need to do this with bent knees, that's fine. So we're balancing the navel point energy, balancing the prana and apana, the regenerative and eliminative forces in the body. Just moving with the breath, inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. 1 minute. And relaxing the legs down and just pausing here, resting here briefly. And we're going to roll over onto the tummy and come into a modified boat pose. We're going to come on the tummy here and releasing the fingers at the base of the spine and just raising the arms up, lifting the chest off the mat, just pressing into the legs, and begin 1 minute of breath of fire. Inhale, lift up, hold the breath, squeeze Mula Bandha root lock. Squeezing from the root to the crown, holding the breath. And exhale, slowly back down to the mat. And we'll roll over here onto the tummy, onto the back. And just come into a little mini Shavasana here for a minute, total relaxation on the back. And then here, bringing the knees up to the chest. We're going to just rock up and down, roll up and down on the back. Little back massage for a minute. Energizing the spine. And from here, we're going to come back onto the back for our next posture. So we're going to come into shoulder stand. If you're comfortable with shoulder stand, you can come into the posture. If you're not, or you haven't done it before, just come into legs up the wall. Legs are perpendicular to the mat. So if you are comfortable in shoulder stand, we'll just press up, slowly rolling up the spine, and just supporting the low back with the hands, just straightening the legs here. And we're just going to come here into 1 minute of breath of fire. So panting like a dog through the nose. And from here, if you're comfortable coming up over into plow pose, just bringing the toes slowly
Pressing the palms into the mat and just bringing the toes up over the head here. The legs are straight, and we'll continue breath of fire. If you want to walk the toes out a little bit further, just get a little bit deeper of a stretch in the upper spine. And inhale, hold the breath briefly. And we'll exhale. Slowly back to the mat, bringing the knees into the chest. Just wrapping the arms around the knees, just pausing here briefly. And then we'll roll up into our final posture in this Kriya for the instinctual self. And this next posture is Sat Kriya in celibate pose. So the full posture, celibate pose, is the bottom is directly on the mat, so we're sitting between the heels. If that's not comfortable for you to hold for 3 minutes, just come up onto the heels. You can also do this in easy pose or laying on the back. So for Sat Kriya, we'll be chanting the mantra Sat Nam. Sat is truth, Nam is vibration. Truth is my vibration. Truth is my identity. So we're taking all the energy, navel point energy, distributing it throughout the chakra system, attuning to truth. Sat Nam, truth is my vibration. Truth is my identity. So powerfully pulling the navel in as we chant Sat, releasing as we chant Nam, just getting into the rhythm of the mantra and the movement. So here we're interlacing the fingers. For women, it's left thumb over right. For men, right thumb over left. Index fingers are together, pointing up at the sky. Stretching up to the sky here, arms are straight. Focusing at the brow point between the eyebrows. We'll begin 3 minutes of Sat Kriya. Sat, Nam, 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 Sat,
Nam Sat, Nam Sat, Nam Sat, Nam Sat, Nam Sat, Nam Sat, Nam Sat, Nam Sat, Nam Sat, Nam Sat, Nam. Inhaling deeply, holding the breath, squeezing Mula Bandha root lock, squeezing from the root to the crown. And exhale, just relaxing the arms down, and we'll come into a deep relaxation on the back, just allowing the body to integrate all the changes, all the energy we just created. And we'll begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, rotating wrists and ankles, rubbing the palms together and the soles of the feet together. And we'll roll up and close our class today, the Kriya for the Instinctual Self, with one long Sat Nam. Hope you enjoyed the practice and you're feeling wonderful. Just creating some heat in the palms, bringing the hands into prayer pose. Inhaling deeply for one long Sat Nam. Truth is my vibration, truth is my identity. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Namaste.